The cherry blossom trees are now in full bloom here in Tokyo, and we can't wait to go check them out. Unfortunately, some of the places here in Tokyo are closed due to the pandemic, but that's okay, and we'll do our best to try to check out as many places as we can. With that being said though, we'll see you there. Any cherry blossom list will of course include Yoyogi Park, which we visited a couple weeks ago with Mika. And now we're here this week to check out how the cherry blossoms have bloomed. In typical years, in the area right behind me, will just be filled with people picnicking, sitting on little tarps, and just drinking and eating with friends. But unfortunately this year, because of coronavirus, they've actually sealed off this area with this orange fence. And so instead of people hanging outside, you've got all the crows having a feast inside and enjoying their time without anyone to interrupt them. On the other hand, since this area is blocked, people have actually resorted to picnicking on the other side in the areas that actually don't have the sakura trees, but are not fenced off, so that they can, still hang out with friends. There's plenty of park space to enjoy the hanami, plenty of sakura trees to sit underneath. Even when it's packed, there's always opportunity to find a place to sit. So it's definitely very nice. And a lot of people like to come here, after work, on the weekends to hang out. There are a few trees outside of the orange area, so you see several people hanging around those trees and still getting to join a little bit of the hanami. At least the dog run is still open here at Yoyogi Park. And luckily, in the lot for the big dogs, there's actually a couple of sakura trees in the middle. So you can enjoy the dog run with your dogs and also enjoy the sakura at the same time. Next stop for us, the Aoyama Cemetery. So if you can get past the spookiness and the creepiness of being in a cemetery, then I actually really recommend this place because it's so beautiful during this time of year and it's a lot more peaceful than a lot of other areas you'll find in Tokyo. So even though it's not one of the places you could go out and have a picnic, I'd say it's a great place for you to take a jog through, take a walk through, take a bike through. The cemetery is actually pretty large, but if you just walk along the main roads, you'll be able to enjoy all the sakura trees. Definitely recommend coming here during the day though. I'm definitely too scared to come here in the middle of the night, but if you're willing to come here in the middle of the night, props to you. Next up, a quick stop at Roppongi's Midtown. So this place may be pretty iconic, especially if you're in the Roppongi area. You might have seen pictures of this place or seen this area. Not the biggest area, just super conveniently located if you're ever in the Roppongi area. The best picture spot in this area is definitely on the bridge right behind me. So if you get here, make sure you get on the bridge to take some of the best shots. I'm not exactly sure where I am right now, but I'm on the way to Yasukuni Shrine and found this patch along the river where a bunch of people were just taking photos. So decided to take a quick break and just check it out for a little bit. It's a beautiful little path. Finally made it to Yasukuni Shrine. Gonna walk in and check it out for a little bit. So my understanding is this shrine is actually one of the places where the cherry blossoms in Tokyo bloom the earliest every year. And so I've been here once before, and at the time, the rest of Tokyo still hadn't quite bloomed yet, but this place was full of bloom, so hope it's still pretty good today. So beautiful inside here. We're currently inside like kind of this courtyard area, and within this courtyard there's just all the cherry blossom trees all around, and they're all perfectly in full bloom right now, so it's just so beautiful to walk around. All right, next stop, gonna go across the river and head to Chidorigafuchi Park. All right, we're here now. I'm actually surprised that the boats are still going on. Thought they would be canceled this year, but as you can see, people are still on the river or the moat in their little boats. From what I've heard, some of these people wait hours in line just to get on these boats. But from what it looks like, that experience where you can just row underneath some of the cherry blossom trees is gotta be super beautiful, and really want to try that one of these years. This place is such a beautiful walk along the moat of the Imperial Palace. So it starts from the Yasukuni Shrine area and goes all along for quite some time. And also during normal years, this place is lit up at night, and so you can come here and enjoy it after work. But for safety reasons, they decided to cancel it, probably for the better this year. So no light up this year. Have to come back a different year to enjoy the cherry blossoms at night at this location. I think across Tokyo, they've actually canceled most of the places that normally have light ups as well. Hey, there's some rapeseed flowers here too. Surprisingly, there's like no one in line waiting for the boats right now, maybe because it's almost the end of the day and they're about to close. It does seem kind of like a prime opportunity to go on the boat, but I'll pass this year and maybe next year I'll come back.
Hi, we're in the Shinjuku Gyoen. It has been closed for several months, but now it's open. We need to reserve online and then book a 1 hour slot, and then we can get in. So yeah, it's beautiful here.
This is my first time here at Shinjuku Gyoen, and definitely a worthwhile experience. The park itself is super large, and the cherry blossom trees are scattered throughout the park. One of the best things about this park is that there's a lot of trees that are at the ground level, like the one behind me right now, where it's super low. It's perfect for taking so many great, beautiful photos. I'm so glad that we were able to come out and enjoy Shinjuku Gyoen today. So the park was closed, like Didi said, for a while this past year and the past several months because of the emergency declaration. And since that was lifted earlier this week, the park luckily opened up just a couple days ago and just in time for the sakura season. I feel super lucky that we're able to come out here this year and enjoy the sakura. Luckily at Shinjuku Gyoen, they're still permitting people to come out and have picnics, except they're limiting the size of each party to about 5 people. So just throughout this whole park, we're seeing people out here with the blankets and tarps and just enjoying a great afternoon with their family. Look at all the people waiting in line for the Starbucks. No way I'm waiting for that.
So we are now at the lower part of the Meguro River. We can see the blooming sakura alongside the river, and then it's so beautiful. Compared to Nakameguro, which is a really famous ohanami spot, here is less popular.
There's still trees that line both sides of the river, but there's a lot fewer people here, mainly because they only have stores that people can hang out, and it's a lot more residential in this area. It must be so nice to live in one of these places where you can see the flowers right outside your window at home.
The most important is really close to our house. Because last year, because of lockdown, we couldn't have the chance to do the hanami, but this year, we finally have a chance to do that.
And just like that, the cherry blossom season is now over. As you can see behind me, The flower petals are about half gone and the leaves are starting to come out. With that being said though, thank you guys again for watching, and we'll see you again in the next one, which will be a behind the scenes of our engagement photo shoot in the middle of the cherry blossoms.